Dear all, I hope this video finds you well. Welcome to another episode of What Exactly Do You Do? Today, I am joined by a special guest. His name is Ayobami, and he's going to tell us how we know each other. Welcome, Ayobami.
How do we know each other?
Yeah,
You're a friend's friend.
a friend's friend.
Yeah,
And the friend of my friend is my friend.
exactly.
Okay. I'm glad you're able to join us. I look forward to our conversation today. But before we get into the questions of knowing what exactly you do, we're going to do a little icebreaker session to break the ice. So in this basket, you just pick a question and then you read it and answer the question.
Okay.
Yeah. Stretch. Okay. You can take it. Let us see. Read it. Let the audience hear it.
Okay. This phone, yeah.
It is a lot.
I don't think I had any, but yeah. So I picked. Who was your favorite teacher in school, secondary or uni,
Yes.
and why?
Yes. If you don't have a favorite teacher, your worst teacher, you must have one.
What if I say my worst teacher and the person says this? What's the person?
You won't say who the you don't say. You
Okay.
won't give. You just why the person was your worst teacher or your best teacher.
I think I had worst. Yeah, in uni.
Okay.
Yeah. Was because we always just write notes in the class. I'm not joking. For like 2 hours, but like writing notes. And like he hardly like explains anything. So we just write notes throughout.
Wow.
And his exams are tough.
Really?
Yeah, like we've like written a lot of notes here.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah. Which subject was it? Do you remember?
I think it was no, it was not control. I can't remember.
You can't remember, but you just remember the notes that you were writing.
I remember the notes, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure some people can relate, some people watching us can relate to, because, I mean, based on how our education is, we mostly do theory, a bit of practical, but regardless of whether the shoes fit or not, you'll be all right. Yes, he's all right.
I am all right.
All right, so the first question.
Okay.
What is your job and how long have you been doing it for? What do you do and how long have you been doing it for?
Okay. So yeah, I build things that work on the web, on like mobile. Yeah. Yeah, so to shorten that, I'm a software engineer. Yeah, I'm a software engineer and I've been doing it for 5 years now. Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
I feel like it would be helpful to know your background and your journey. Okay. So like I always ask my guests, is it that when you were born on your Ikomo or 7th day?
You got that actually.
I got it.
Yeah, you got the Ikomo.
On the 7th day when you were being dedicated, like unto us Ayobami is born, unto us Ayobami is given.
Yeah.
And he will go into the world and be a software engineer. Yeah. So at what point, like what goes through your journey from secondary school, obviously like maybe mid or high level, that's like senior secondary school, and then university, how you came into software engineering? Yeah.
So you know, most people they started when they were young, like 4 years old or 5 years old. They were like, oh, their dad bought a computer for them. I didn't have any of that. So like I did not know about tech, right? So I was in year 2 in uni. You get? So like let's say a brother or an uncle introduced me to tech because he was in uni too then.
Okay.
Right. So
was it the same uni?
No, not the same.
Another uni.
It was in OAU.
Okay.
I was in Unilag.
Okay.
So he introduced me to tech when I was in year 2. I think it was in either year 4 or his final year then. But yeah, I was in year 2 then. So like he introduced me to it and I saw it and I was like, okay. and I left it. So like I think I was just looking at it a little bit. Just do it for some days, learn for some days, drop it. So I did that from year 2 to my last year in uni. When my last year in uni, I realized that this course that I'm doing, I have no interest in it.
Which course did you study?
Chemical engineering.
Okay.
Yeah. So I realized
you're a science student in secondary school.
Yeah, I was a science student in secondary school.
Before we continue that journey of you in tech, I just wanted to know your mind frame in secondary school, right? So in secondary school, you obviously opted to choose science, right? You did science, Abby.
Yeah,
or did your parents choose science because you chuckled? Did you have any passion for science, or how did you even decide? Okay, science it is, and then your course in university?
I'm going to cast myself.
Cast it.
So like I don't think I would say I had passion for science. It was more like I went to science because I don't know, everybody felt then that if you go to science, you're the brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the smart one.
Exactly. Smart people go to science class, and then the remaining people share arts and commercial, which is not true.
Yeah, I didn't say it was true.
No, I'm just telling the audience.
Okay. Yeah. So like I went to science, like everybody I went to science, like most of my friends we all went to science. Then,
that means you're a smart student.
I was smart.
Okay.
I was smart.
Okay.
I was smart, yeah. And I went to science and then after that, the next thing that most people believe will give you money, like engineering, an engineering course. So I know a doctor or an engineer, a lawyer, things like that. So I went for engineering, right? And I also went that this course I will be able to work anywhere
with chemical engineering.
Okay. Right? So I picked that too.
Okay.
Then, unfortunately, I lost interest in uni. Yeah. Then I found tech. Yeah. I think it was so funny because when I started tech was when I actually felt like I knew anything.
When you say tech, you mean like programming or coding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I could read about and like practice and see what I was doing. I think I know this thing. But with chemical engineering, it was hardly like that. It was always, here we go again.
Yeah.
You get so yeah. Unconventional, That is not the normal.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Everybody's journey is unique and different. So when your uncle or your friend or your bon was introduced,
let's use brother.
Your brother.
Yeah, in case this is this brother.
I always wanted a brother. Okay.
Yeah.
I sidetracked. But when your brother was introducing, like, do you remember what the conversation was like? Or like, I'm trying to be in like the same room and like a fly on the wall to hear what was being said or what messages he sent and all of that now helped you on your journey to tech. I mean, you were able to consistently go back, even if it was back and forth, go back, learn come back and stuff. Like, what did he tell you and all of that?
Oh yeah, so in uni for him, he had been like introduced to tech, and I think he knew people then that were doing well.
Okay.
Do you get?
Yeah.
In tech.
Yeah.
Should we stop playing tech?
Let's say in software engineering.
Software engineering.
Yes.
So let's stop playing tech. So like he knew people in software engineering that were doing well. Yeah. So like he came and was like, oh, check this out. See if you have interest in it. Right.
But what link did he send to you, or like was it a video of somebody?
Yeah, he had like I think he had books, videos.
Okay.
So like he just gave me like a bunch of books
resources,
and videos.
Yeah.
So just check this out.
Okay. See what software engineering is about.
See what this is about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you were checking out these resources.
Yeah.
For 2 years.
Not 2 years.
For 3 years. Okay, because chemical engineering is 5 years.
5 years in Unilag.
Yes, and then if they strike and all of that.
I was lucky.
You were lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones. God's favorite. Yeah, so the resources that you were looking at for 3 years, like, do you remember what the resources, like, what helped you?
I can't. I don't think I do.
You don't remember, right?
Yeah. Because when I was in my final year, and I knew I wanted to go into
software engineering. Yeah.
Right. I had to look for like other places to learn.
Okay.
Do you get?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That means you're a self-taught software engineer, and you've been doing it for 5 years, and nobody has chased you out. That you don't know what you're doing. Like,
no, I'm not.
I'm
not the problem.
Okay. So if we're going to get technical a bit, from what I know that for software engineering there are different languages.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, there's Python, there's Java.
Yeah.
I don't know if HTML qualifies.
I don't know. So there's some people that we say yes, there's people that say
some
no.
People say no. Okay, but what are the software engineering languages that are important to learn as somebody, let's say a university student has also stumbled on software engineering and he feels like, okay, I don't even like the course I'm studying. And obviously we do not have like many courses in Nigeria that are taking specifically software engineering. Obviously we have computer science and all of that, but they're interested in this journey. They want to be like you when they grow up. And they're like, okay, like where do I start? Like, what are these languages? It's not Yoruba, it's not Igbo. Like, what are these languages? Which one should I learn? Because as the internet becomes readily available to everyone, there's a plethora of information that people are bombarded with.
That's
and you
much.
can just freeze and like. So, what are these languages? The important ones to learn, and how would they help you? What can you use it for?
Okay. Yeah, so I think the first thing is you need to know the part of software development you want to go into.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like I'll just list some and some languages
that
you can use for them. So there's like web development.
Okay.
Right? So you build for the web.
Okay.
Basically. So like you build apps that people can go on their phone or their laptop and like www.this. So on the web. Basically.
Yes.
Yeah. So the basics for that is like HTML. Like I said, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay.
You get?
Does CSS have a full meaning or it's just CSS?
CSS. It should,
but you're already used to the abbreviation.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it should be cascading style sheets. Yeah.
Okay.
You get
Not
that?
like I remember.
But
cascading style sheets. Okay. So you have
if I'm wrong, it should be along that line.
You know what we are saying. If you don't know, Google it.
Along that line, yeah. So it should be that.
Okay.
So for web dev, right? So it's like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. There are like other things that you will need to add to it, right?
Okay.
So you could use a front-end framework.
What does that mean?
Okay, let's start over. So for web dev, you can work on front-end development or like back-end development. So the front-end is what you see when you go to a site, like a website. Everything you see there is what the front-end engineer does.
Okay.
But the back-end engineer is like the back room, the things that you don't see that make the front end work. Yeah.
Okay.
So the front end is mostly HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay.
Right. Then for the back end, you can also use JavaScript for the back end.
Okay.
With like frameworks.
Okay.
So an example is Node.js. Node.js is a JavaScript backend framework. Okay. Then you can also use Java, C#, like any other language. Yeah. So there's like also what's called mobile dev.
Okay.
So like mobile dev, like building apps for like mobile your iPhone phones. Or like for Android.
Okay.
Yeah. So that you can also use JS for that. You can use Swift.
Okay.
So like the languages that are used to build for iOS is different from the one used to build for Android.
Are you serious?
Although there are some frameworks that let you build for both at the same time, but the way it was before, so you just build. If you want to build for iOS, use like Swift or Swift. For now, right now, like Swift is what most people use to build for that. Then for Android, use Java. There's something they use for it, but
Yeah.
Java basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is web dev, mobile dev, artificial intelligence, AI.
Okay.
They mostly use this thing for that, Python. For that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There like also people that build the OS that we use on
operating
our
systems
operating
like
system,
our Microsoft, Linux.
like the
Okay.
Basically that's there are people that build that too. That's they mostly use C# for that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's also AR and VI. AR and VR. That's like
virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
Okay.
You know, you should be the one, yeah.
Nah, so
yeah.
So that's augmented reality and virtual reality. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's also
which language do you use for that one? For AR and VR?
AR and VR.
Yeah. Yeah.
It should be an assignment for them.
An assignment. Go and check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Submit before in the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still like other ones. There's like there's cybersecurity. Cybersecurity.
Yeah, cloud computing, I think.
Yeah, this cloud.
Yeah.
There's cloud computing. Yeah. There are like different fields there. So like I would say the first thing is to know what you want to do. Like what parts you want to go into.
What if they don't know what, like, because again, what if how did you know what you wanted? What do you specialize in?
Okay, so it's funny because I did not know about a lot of the parts. You know, like I said, I was introduced to it. So what I was introduced to was like web development.
Okay.
Yeah, so for like a long time, I just knew web development, and I still mostly do web development.
Yeah.
You get, and you know, there's some people that don't even do web development at all. Like they've never done web development. Yeah, because they like went through everything. I was like, okay, this is the part I want to do.
This is the part I want to go.
Yeah. So the best thing is to just know the part you want to go into. But the like the easiest, I won't say easiest, but the one with the lowest what's called entry cost, like web development. Yeah.
Okay. Entry cost in terms of like cost of learning.
Cost of learning, yeah.
What of time? Which one is easier to learn?
Yeah, time
web.
To
okay,
web
that's part of it.
Because you can do it. There are like apps now that let you do it on your phone. You can learn it on your phone. You can like write code on your phone and stuff like that.
Which apps?
What's the name of this app? I think. Let me spell it. REP. I think REP LIT.
Repute. Okay.
REP LIT. Yeah.
Replete. Okay.
Replete, yeah.
Okay.
So like it's like an app where you can just do things on your phone or the web also, and you just see it live, basically.
Okay. So, question. I have a finance background, right?
Okay.
I've never done coding before.
Yeah.
How long do you think it would take me, or it should take me, to learn the easiest one, which is web development? And where would you like direct me to go if I wanted to learn by myself?
Yeah. So everyone learn
at different rates.
Different rate and differently, yeah.
But if I'm using 10 years to learn it, won't you tell me to do something?
Why we use that?
Exactly. So like, what is normally, like, how long should it take people? Obviously, some people will be early, some people will be late. But the middle.
I can't really say, oh, you're meant to learn for, you know, it would be hard to say, oh, you're meant to learn for 5 months. I am meant to learn for like 4 months.
What if I was dedicating 8 hours a day, every day?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I guess the reason for the question is we have these people that are, again, maybe they're studying chemical engineering and I don't know what levels they are yet. Maybe they're in their final year and they're a bit agitated. Do I have enough time and all of that? So that's what I was asking, like, like a reasonable timeline.
Yeah. So yeah, the best thing I would say is like you can start learning, because there's nothing like you learn everything. You can't learn anything.
It's always iterative.
So the best thing is you start learning, right? Then you try to build things on your own.
Okay.
So you could build a website.
Okay.
You could build a part. You can build like the part of an app.
Okay.
So maybe there's an app that does food delivery. You can decide to build a part of the app, basically. Then like the best thing that is going to help, right, is if you can get somewhere to like intern or to like get a job quite early while you're learning. Because there is really nothing like building things that people use. You know, you could build something for yourself and you know it works for you and you're like, oh, I know this already. But when people start to use what you're building, that is when you know that you did
and actual learning starts because they have feedback and you need to go back.
So that because no matter what, someone will use your app the way you do not intend for the person to use the app. So that's the best way
to go about it. Fair enough. So maybe I'll take it up and try, and then maybe I'll build.
You know everything already now.
Nah, so if I knew everything, I'll just sit there in the middle. I'll ask myself question. I'll answer the question. So. Okay, so let's talk about getting jobs. I know that I'm not sure whether fintech was already a thing by the time you were out of university, like if it was as big as it is now. But what was your process like securing internships or jobs and all of that?
Okay. So in tech, I don't know how it is in other places, but in tech, the best thing you can do for yourself is to have like good relationship with people.
Okay.
Right. So my first ever job, I got it through a friend, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got it through a friend. An internship in like a fintech company.
Okay.
Right. And my last two jobs also, I got it through friends. So like it was more like they knew a company that was hiring. So they just set my CV.
Okay.
I got the job. So, but if you don't have something like that, right, with the way the market is right now, right, it's like the more you apply, the more your chances of getting something, right? So if you really want it, I think you should just apply. So at least if you apply to 200 places, once you come through, because to be honest, you know, the job market right now is like
very competitive,
it's terrible right now. Like a lot is happening in the world right now. So the job market is kind of weird right now. So like if you want to get a job in Nigeria, you get this like, you know, apply, but you see the one that's like the best fit for you. But like if you're starting out, I think there are companies that are like always looking for interns.
Okay.
They may not pay you, but
it's a great way to build your
way to learn. You get to learn.
Yes, and you can always put it on your CV and say even if they didn't pay. So I feel like we started off with the market is so competitive. Oh bloody, so aggressive. But the thing is that companies would always accept interns. Like sometimes you may have to volunteer to like do it for free and all of that. But obviously when you get your leg in the door and they see your value, they'll be able to hopefully give you like a more permanent situation, that kind of thing. So internships definitely help. And I think through an internship, you also know that maybe I don't like this front end,
exactly.
Or maybe it's back end I'll do, or I don't like back end.
Exactly.
I want to do
so
front.
Like mostly if you're an intern, you should realize if the company know what they're doing. You should be able to like work on different things.
Okay.
So they make you do this and do this and do this. So with that you can say, oh, really, I don't think I want to do web development. Maybe I want to just do something else.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Also, there are companies that pay their interns well. Or maybe not a lot of Nigerian companies, but
do you know anyone's offer?
Yeah, there are people in Unilag that like apply to like companies abroad.
Okay. Yeah. Remote jobs.
No, not remote jobs. Like they go there for
they sponsor
like,
them.
Internship. Yeah.
Okay. Do you mean like the BAMOs, like the Bank of America,
exactly.
Goldman Sachs?
Yeah. So there are guys that you know this CUSA, they go there for that. So they just apply.
Yeah.
And they bring them. So that also is like something great to add to your CV.
That's true. That's true. I know someone from uni as well that got a I think a Goldman Sachs
internship.
Yes, computer engineering or computer science, or like the program. And now she's in London.
She's back there now, Abi?
Yeah, she's back there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
she's back there.
Like a nice.
Yes. So I guess that's another angle to look at it from, another opportunity to look at it from. Okay, so walk us through a day in your life. Wait. Okay, yes. Walk us through a day in the life of a software engineer. Yes, what do you specialize in now, or do you do?
So I mostly do web development, yeah.
Okay.
And then I mostly do front end. Yeah,
okay.
The engineering. But I do back end engineering at work once in a while, but I mostly do front end engineering.
Okay, so have you watched all those YouTube videos like welcome to a day in life? Oh yeah, so you're going to visually walk us through like a day in your life. I wake up as a tech bro, I wake up at 9:15 because nobody can tell me what to do. Or
I can't see that. What's my boss see that?
No. That's true. But walk us through like a typical day in your life. Like you have projects that you're working on and all of that.
Okay.
So we can get a sense of the hours and like the resources you're probably leaning on to get your job done and all of that. Just walk us through.
Okay. So the first thing I would say is I work in a startup.
Okay.
And startup life can be funny and weird. You guess. So how does my day start? I wake up.
Of course.
Yeah. I think I wake up like mostly around 9.
Okay.
Because my first meeting for the day is by 9:30.
Okay.
So I wake up around 9. Try to like get ready for the day. Then I have my first meeting.
Okay.
Right. I lead a small team at work.
Okay.
Right. So basically from 10 to like 5 is mostly trying to like unblock my teammates.
Okay.
Right. Make sure everyone is doing the tasks.
Okay.
And can like get our tasks to our users.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we also have like bugs, yeah.
Okay.
You use bugs.
Yeah, bugs.
Let's do like feedback from our customers.
Yes.
So that is
okay.
So like we try to fix that as fast as possible. Right. Then there are like also we have like plans for the week. Right. So plans for the week. Then we have tasks.
Okay.
Right. To get. So basically the idea every day is if everyone picks up a task. You could do one task for a week, but just you have to pick a task up every day that you do. Basically, so from like 10 to for me from like 10 to like 2. So like I'm helping my colleagues.
Yeah.
I'm also doing my task.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I take a little break to like eat and like refresh.
Yeah.
Then I go back to that basically. Yeah. Nothing fun. Just walk
in front of your computer.
Yeah, and if I have like meetings also I join.
So you're part of the few people that work remotely, right? And then for those that are looking to also get remote jobs what advice will you give them? What part, like how should they go about it?
When he got the job at the new company, right, the company like also wanted people to join him, so he just sent my CV. Yeah, so he just asked me if I was looking for a job. I was like, oh yeah, sure now. I'm doing free work. Obviously, I'm looking for a job.
Yeah. And was the company in Nigeria?
Yeah, and pay was good. So yeah, so just show your relation.
After the camera, you let you let me know.
Yeah, for the level, the pay was really good, right? And came with an apartment, so nice.
Woo!
Yeah.